pictures of Macintosh. Now I'd like to show you Macintosh in person. All of the images you are about to see on the large screen will be generated by what's in that bag.
The year is 1984. The world was witnessing seismic shifts, global events that shaped the future. The Cold War was still casting its shadow over the world, and tensions were high. The digital age was just beginning to the dawn with the release of the first Macintosh computer. In music, icons like Prince, Michael Jackson ruled the airwaves, while in politics, historic leaders like Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher held center stage. But amidst all of these events, another moment, small in scope of history, but monumental in the lives of those close, was quietly taking place. In November of 1984, I was born. While the world continued to spin in its chaos and change, a new journey had just begun. My journey. And from that point on, the story of 1984 became part of my own story. I was born in a small town in southern Brazil. Growing up in the late 80s and having my childhood in the 90s, watching TV was the only technology-based entertainment we had. Childhood was simpler then. The nights were warm and the friends were plenty. We didn't have much, but we had plenty of love. I'm from a big family in both sides, and there was plenty of things to do outside. School was easy and even fun. When I was 14, my family immigrated to the state of Massachusetts in the United States. The first few months were a shock. The school was amazing and big. Not knowing how to speak the language was hard. Learning how to be an American was strange. The cold in the winter was bitter, but we made do. I started working early at the age of 15, but making money felt good. I met my first wife at around 17 and then got married and moved to Italy at 18. After 4 years of living there, I moved back to Massachusetts. Since my family still lived here, it just seemed right. Not long after that, I got divorced. Being single was strange, but in less than 3 years, I met the love of my life, Julia. Married in less than a year, we traveled all over the world together. In between all of that, I found my calling in the tattoo industry. Opened a tattoo business after working 2 jobs as an artist and as a janitor for a few years. In 2020 was a shock. Almost lost my business. Then in 2021, we had our son, Massimo. I was 37. We had our fun. Now it's time to pass on the torch.
I have no idea why people measure it. Mix in as much flour as the eggs will be. I guess I ended up putting in a cup and a half, maybe 180 grams. As soon as I've stirred in as much flour as possible.
So, you hit 40. Some say it's a milestone. Some say it's a midlife. But what is it really? 40 is when things start to make sense. It's like waking up from a really long nap and realizing, hey, I actually know a thing or two. It's a time when you realize that life is more about moments than milestones. And it's about accepting who you are, finally. At 40, you get a sudden urge to try new things. Because why not? You realize that it's never too late to start something new, whether it's learning a language, running a marathon, or finally going after that dream job. Yeah, sometimes your knees might protest, but your spirit doesn't. Turning 40 also brings a lot of reflection. You look back at your journey, the triumphs, the mistakes, the lessons, and you realize all of it, the ups and downs that brought you here to this very moment. Being 40 is about being over the hill. It's about reaching to the top and finally getting a good view. Turning 40 doesn't mean life slows down. It means you start living it differently. You might become more intentional. You say yes to things that matter and no to things that drain you. At 40, you start investing in what really counts: your health, your relationships, and yourself. It's like your priorities shift, and it feels right. So what does it mean to turn 40? It means you're wiser, you're more comfortable in your own skin, you're ready for the next chapter with clarity and purpose. Turning 40 is not so scary. It's just an age. It's another number. We can all go. We can all do it. You should take care of yourself so you hit this milestone in your life. So you hit the 40. So you can go swimming in the 40 river. Because from here on, your life is just going to get better and better. If you did the right things in your 30s, then your 40s should be a breeze. 40 is just the beginning. Here's to another next 40 years. Because I plan to reach 80 and go beyond that.